So your business mantra is about producing what you love, quality over quantity. How are you going to be able to sustain this model if you aren't able to design and produce larger quantities in conjunction with the smaller ones like you embrace with this platform?
This is such a big subject because we've been taught in business that economies of scale need to be achieved in order to have efficiency. And economies of scale really drive towards unit cost economics, right? So how do I make these pants for as low cost as possible? Well, when we think of the pants, we think of the single unit of pants, or we think of just making one of a million. And in order for this pant to be at the lowest possible cost in terms of make, we need to make 1 million of them, right? So that's called a long run business. And long run business has costs associated with it that go far beyond the unit economics, because guess what? I don't know how many of these pants I'm going to sell. Maybe the demand for these pants is only 500,000. Why did I make 1 million? So we're going to move another 500,000 pants into a landfill. Right? There's real societal cost. There's also a real cost in producing, because I made what I didn't need. Or I'm going to make them in a size range, and the size range is going to be completely wrong, right? Because we thought we were going to sell size 36 and size 38 and size 34 and 32, but we didn't, because surprise, we're selling size 28 and 30 because it's a perfect skinny person pant, because we didn't know any better.
Does data analytics help you with all that now?
Absolutely. So this is where you want to apply data. You want to apply data by saying, where are things trending? Where are things selling? Let's not just look at the unit cost of an item. Let's look at it in aggregate. Let's look at whether or not we can make few units that are closely aligned to demand, rather than an oversupply where we've missed the mark and we either have too much of what doesn't sell or not enough of what does sell. In either case, we're always wrong with inventory. And so the real cost of making many is not understood, because everyone is looking at a unit cost sheet. And we want to shift the sight to not the unit cost sheet, but actually the making of a single unit. Because if you can make profitably a single unit, you're eliminating so many costs from the system. And so the focus is, how do we drive the style economics, not the unit economics? And I'm throwing a lot of different things out there, but style economics say, how many of these pants am I going to sell? And how much does it take a designer to create this pant? How many hands need to touch this product before it is actually on the shelves ready for sale? And all those costs need to be recovered, and they get recovered in long run business. How do we build a system that actually lowers those high touch costs so that the cost of creating a style is low?
And that's what Resonance is doing.
That's what Resonance is doing. We are driving down the cost of creation to as close to zero as we can. Because if we can do that, we can afford to make 10 of these pants and be profitable. We can afford to make 100 of these pants or 1,000 of these pants. But once we're locked into high cost of creating a style, we're locked into making 100,000 pants. Zara, if you look at Zara, every single style that they make, they have 11,000 styles that they make at any one point in time. Per year, they're making 900 million individual garments and accessories. They sell, on average, 75,000 units of a style. That means that they're not making 10, they're not making 100, they're not making 1,000, they're always making 75,000. And some of their units, their basics, are in the millions, and some of their not so basics are in the many thousands, but they don't make hundreds of anything. So if you think of those, dominant economic drivers of having this high style cost overhead that needs to be amortized over individual styles, it makes it almost impossible for a small designer to thrive, right? Because they're faced with these daunting economics of creating styles, of creation, even though they possess the magic to create. And so how do we deliver resources to the marketplace that allows, the digital idea that's in the mind of a designer to be expressed in a style that moves to market where we don't have to make 1 million units.
And you've simplified all of this, which is part of what Resonance is doing, correct?
We flattened it.
You flattened.
And so a designer can move to clicks so that they can create what's in their mind in physical form at the lowest possible cost per style, which means to answer that question that you had before.
What was the question?
The question was, how do we make few versus many, and how do those live together? Once you drive the cost of creating a style down, you don't need to make many. And once you don't need to make many, we can now make more people happy.
Now I understand exactly what you just said. That's perfect.